Why, hello. Okay, folks, this is my first live, and I'm totally doing it because what did I do? Oh, yeah. I didn't record enough videos for while I was gone to give you one for today, so I thought I would just do a live from Muxia. The, uh, the idea was to do it from the beach, actually from the Virgin of the Boat church, but it was too windy. It was far too windy. So I thought, hey, I'll just do it in this private space that I've rented to chillax in, and that should be much better. And I think it is much better. It's not much better. It's a poor environment for this. I wanted it to be epic, and instead it's kind of like almost sterile, right? But we can get past that. I like to think we can get past that. So what I'm gonna do is throw a couple new tips at you that I've just come up with recently, but I'm gonna need a second. See, like a dumbass, I put them in my phone's memos, and I didn't consult that before turning this thing on, which is YouTube. So now I have to rely on my memory. After 6 weeks, that's right, folks, it's now been 6 weeks since I've been in Spain doing this. And it feels like 6 weeks. It actually feels a lot longer, but you know how it is. Maybe you don't. If you've never done the Camino before, know this going in. Every day is like 7 years. I know. That might sound familiar to you because that's dog years. But I'm telling you, there's a correlation. It feels like years have passed. Yeah. And, and I'm not so sure that years have not passed. I feel older, wiser, grayer even. And I've had thoughts, I've had ideas. One idea is, you have Spanish for medical reasons, Spanish for this, Spanish for that. How about Spanish for arguing? It's like the last thing you learn, and you really kind of learn it on the spot. I just got a salad. The closest thing to a real salad in the avocado was maduro. It was not maduro. It was not ripe. It was hard. And when I told the waitress, she said, yeah, I know. I was like, oh, so maybe they're going to not charge me full price. They charge me full price. Gotta love Spain. So I was like, wouldn't it be great? And I was like, I'm so exhausted. I don't want to argue. I'll just pay it. I just want to get the hell out of here. So I'm not typically like that. I'm exhausted. I'll pay it. But I am going to come up with a course, Spanish for arguing. Remember, that's mine. Don't steal this idea. Anyway, so that's one thing I wanted to talk about, my new Spanish course. This is not true at all. It's just where I'm at. It's the headspace I'm in. But another thing I've observed is a lot of people travel without a backup battery for their cell phone. When you're relying on your phone for so much during the trip and your travels, bring a battery. Seriously, bring a battery and a charger cord. Even if you don't think you're going to use it, you will use it. At some point, you will need it. My friend I was on the beach with last night, here's an even better tip. Maybe you didn't get the battery. A lot of these new, kind of like Airbnb things that are popping up are pensions, like modern pensions, which are like rooms you can stay in. Or like, how would I say this? Crewless hotels where no one's working, you check in digitally. So you need your phone to do that. So oftentimes they will send you a code for the door. It's keyless entry, right? So you type in the code, then you hit the hashtag or the check mark, whatever. So he was doing that for the last 3 days. It was fine, but he never really memorized the number and he never wrote it down. Or maybe he did write it down, but then lost the paper, but he took a photo of it. He's like, I'll take a photo of it so I won't forget. Well, while on the beach last night, his phone went dead from all the videos he was taking from the sunset. So he couldn't access that photo. Yeah. So my advice to you is bring a marker or a pen. Always bring a marker and a pen. You can get one of those small, like Kino-sized ones. I do. But write it on your hand. Write the number on the back of your hand, even if it's on your phone, even if it's in the memos, even if it's an email, a photo, even if you memorized it. Just write it on the back of your hand. No one will judge you over this. Okay, someone might judge you over this, but come on. You'll never gonna see them again. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, write that in the back of your hand just in case your phone does go dead and you can't access that. It's here. Or write it on another piece of paper and put it in your wallet. Yeah. Just store that number outside of your phone. Don't rely on your phone more than you have to, I guess is the lesson in today's video. And that said, I'll probably revisit this tip in a more structured manner, or maybe not. But yeah, so it's been over 6 weeks. It's been a very epic trip. I've done the Norte, the Primitivo, um, Santiago, and then hiked 3 more days onto Muxia through rain. Yes, rain. But honestly, I've gotten so used to it. It's like ain't no thing but a chicken wing. You know what I mean? Kids still say that? Do they still say that? I think they still say that. They probably don't say that anymore. Um, but I mean, after the Norte, I did 7 days of straight rain. That was hell. Don't believe me? Check out my series on the Norte. I don't know what I'm pointing at. This is a live video. So yeah, and since this is a live video, that series is not done yet. I need to edit that. That probably won't be out till August or September, depending on how fast I get to that. And I plan on getting to it. I'm really excited and pumped. And I'm starting to see like a lot of not action, a lot of interest in my channel, even from other YouTubers. They're reaching out and podcasters. So I think we're on to something here, folks. I've also been told I do this a lot by Ricky and Erica, the Camino tellers. Do I do this a lot? Yeah. A funny thing about this, I'll talk more about this in a future video, but there was a night where I stayed at this, probably the best albergue I've ever stayed at, like a luxury albergue for only 16 euro. It was at in the basement of this luxury hotel. I can't remember the town exactly right now, but when I retell it in a future episode, I'll give you all the deets. But it had a spa. Imagine that. Oh, it brings tears to my eyes just thinking back. But yeah, it had a spa. So in my excitement, after my laundry was being taken care of, after I was checked in and everything else, I'm running around, thrilled to pieces that there's a spa. I'm checking everything out. I'm like, look at the shower. The shower is amazing. It's got like 18 different heads. Hit you all over your body. Oh, look over here. Look, and there's the steam room. Hey, and this woman in it that's been hiking, in my pod. I don't know her name or anything like that, but we see each other every day at all the albergues. And she's a Spanish woman, and she's in there like smiling. It was kind of a nervous smile thinking back, but I thought it was just a smile. So I was like, yeah, you're in the spa. And I give her 2 thumbs up, like, yeah. And then I realize she's completely naked. And I'm the jackass going like this. Yeah, it was embarrassing. And I was like, oh, and I got the hell out of there. And the next morning, however, there's a little bar inside the hotel, because it's a luxury hotel. And we're getting breakfast, or tortilla. And she comes in, and I've already explained the story to many people. So now when she enters the room, there's like a hush. And I'm like, oh God, it's her. Like, she's going to think I'm such a creep. But she sat, behind me, and I turned around and I was trying to, show her that I'm not a creep. So I was like, yeah, hey, that was cool. The spa thing, yeah. And she's like, yeah. She's like, but it wasn't working. It was actually cold in there. And that's why I'm here. They gave me a free breakfast to take care of me because of that. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I could totally tell it was cold. What does that even mean? And I'm hearing myself say these words. I'm just like tripping. I'm like, I gotta go. So yes, apparently I do this. This might be a nervous thing. And yeah, I even noticed in my Muxia photo that I just posted in the groups, at the last trail marker, I'm doing the 2 thumbs up. The only thing I can think of is that it's universal and it's easily understood in any country on any planet, in any laundromat. People know what this means. You don't have to say anything. Unless you're in Italy, I think it might mean something different. Or Rome. Rome? Let him live. I actually think this was like, kill him. And this was, he lives? I don't know. I don't know who this is to. Maybe, is this to the other gladiator? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, folks. This is unedited. And this is me Off the cuff, off the chain, slip the chain. I apologize. But you look at this. I've given you 10 minutes of content, uninterrupted content, unedited, unfiltered content from Shell Toucher. You're not going to get that anywhere else. You're probably never going to get that again, in fact, because I'm going to make sure before I leave the country, I'm going to record a bunch of well-edited videos. I got to apologize for that, too. The last 5 videos on my channel, I recorded probably all on the same day, super fast, just like little, 2-minute long, 3-minute long, maybe even 5-minute long episodes, just to give you something while I was gone. And I hope they worked. I know they were fast and they weren't my best works, but the tips I think are really valuable still, and some of them maybe even considered reviews. Yeah. So if you haven't watched them, watch them. But if it's your first time watching my channel and you're watching the last previous 5 videos, know that my videos are usually a little more polished than what you're seeing there. I just, it's a sacrifice I made for the people. You being the people. So that's that. This is my video for this weekend. By the time I get home by next weekend, I should have a new video or an old video that I haven't released yet ready for you. Are we cool with that? If not, I'll do another live, and it will be outside in New England. I don't believe how long I've been doing this for. It's, 6 weeks. That's crazy pants. What the hell? It wasn't supposed to be this long, but then here we are. Oh, and come to find out, I'm not sure if I promised you this. I promised you this in a video that's not released yet, but should I say anything? Yeah, I'll tell you. I was planning on going to the necropolis, which is located underneath Santiago. Pretty much all of downtown Santiago, from what I understand. And the church at one time did tours of this, which is a 4th century Roman necropolis and mausoleum. Turns out they don't do that anymore. That's right. I have a guy on the scene right now doing some research for me, and they don't do that. I don't know why. He's actually the same guy who put it in my head that they do this, and I had never heard of it. And the reason why I never heard of it is because they don't do it anymore. One thing, though, I'm going to make right is I'm going to hug St. James tomorrow in the cathedral. I've never done it. In all my communities, I've never hugged him because I just thought you couldn't anymore. I know. I didn't get the memo. So I'm going to make right on that tomorrow. Tomorrow is like my last day in Santiago, and I'm around a crazy person getting, gifts for people, chocolates, shells, stuff like that. Maybe even go to Decathlon. Yeah, keep that in mind too, folks. Here's another bonus tip for you, is when you are in Europe, know that Decathlon, aside from selling the most righteous snacks, they really do. They sell the best protein. Like if you're worried you're not getting enough protein, maybe you're a vegan or vegetarian, or maybe you just have nutritional needs and you don't feel like the Pilgrim menu is fulfilling those needs, any chance you get, go to a Decathlon and buy a box of, I think there's 4 or 6 of protein bars, and they're heavy, but they're worth the wait. In fact, maybe practice or train at home with your regular size pack, with everything you're going to bring in it, and a couple extra protein bars, heavy protein bars in there, just to, know what you're working with, or know that you're comfortable with that kind of weight. But it's kind of like carrying fruit and more water than you probably need. That's another thing too. I heard I needed a lot of water on this trip, the Primitivo, and it turns out I didn't need to fill my bottle more than halfway. For me. For you, it may be a different story, but just know that. So anyways, protein bars. But what I'm saying is, know that Decathlon, aside from selling the best protein bars I can find in Spain, they also sell, and there's a caveat there. I've been in northern Spain, in medieval northern Spain, so I don't have many options when it comes to protein bars. I'm sure they sell them places. I know you're going to tell me Spain's a first world country. Yeah. But screens in your window? You still don't put screens in your window. What's up with that? Come on, I know you're a proud people. Challenge. There's a challenge. Put screens in the window. When you put screens in the window, no flies show up at night. No mosquitoes bite you. Keeps the bichos out. Just a suggestion. There's no suggestion box at the airport, so I'm giving it to you. Pass it on to your Spanish friends, please. Anyways, so wool. They sell cheap merino t-shirts. Well, not necessarily cheap, but probably for about $25, $30 as opposed to 50, 60, 70, 80, $100. Long sleeve and short sleeve. The color selection is it's okay. I feel like there's four colors. It's probably actually four solid colors and one striped one, which is kind of unique for a merino shirt. So, and get this, they don't change or they haven't changed these styles in the last 3 years. The same make and models have been on sale, or they've been sold at Decathlon, and I like that. In the U.S., most popular merino sites, they always every year they change up the style, and they don't do that here. So if you found a shirt you liked on maybe a Camino a few years ago, it's probably still at Decathlon. I'm talking of the wool ones. I can't speak on all of them. So yeah, also Decathlon has a hunting department. It depends on the size of the Decathlon, but those bigger ones, like the one in Santiago, and that's what I'm talking about, has a hunting department too, where they sell like synthetics for hunters, but it's synthetics. It doesn't matter what you're doing with it. It's a technical shirt, but in more like brownish colors and stuff like that, more neutral colors and tones, if that's important to you. V-neck even. So look all around the store. Just don't settle on the hiking area. They have a lot on offer and for awesome prices. And what I do before I leave Spain is I stock up on them. And I'm about to send home my Muxia Compostela, my trekking poles, and gifts. So before I do go to the post office and do that, I'm going to hit up Decathlon and buy a few of those shirts. I know. Another tip for you in regards to that, if you typically put on weight when you're not on the Camino, don't buy shirts that fit you now. Buy shirts that fit future you. Otherwise, you might not wear them. I know. Well, folks, that's that. Maybe I'll do another live, not here, maybe on Facebook. Maybe I'll do it here. I don't know. But if you're not already subscribing to my Instagram, it's Shell_Toucher. Do that. I've been covering this entire trip in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. Some of those shapes and forms are disturbing, but highly entertaining. So please do that. Subscribe to that. And if you're not already subscribing to this, and I think you would be if you're watching this live, but if you're not, please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share. Please help me get the word out that, I'm still a new channel. I'm still new at this. I need your help. I mean, there's plenty of other great, wonderful, I almost said shell touching channels. No, there's no other shell toucher, but there's other tips and tricks and travel Camino videos out there, and I say watch them all. But help me spread the word, and I will continue to give you what you want. It's transactional, right? I mean, like you gotta do a little. You gotta meet me halfway. So like this video, comment, especially if this videos or ideas or videos or certain things you'd like to see or hear me talk about. I'm all ears. I'm literally speaking of all ears. I realized like on this trip, like a lot of the times in videos I've made or photos, my ears are bent down in my hat because I have this chin strap that is, if they're not, I don't know what's going on. I have to take a closer look, but it bends my ears down. It's the first time I've ever noticed it. But a video I did this morning, I was like, my ears are bent down. I look like the guy from Goonies, what's his name? I don't know. Sloth. Yeah, Sloth. My ears are doing something weird. I apologize for that. I've tried to edit it the best I can, but it's the best I can do. I mean, I'm trying, folks. And okay, so that said, yeah, I'm trying to give you some unique content based on the Camino. I have some ideas, and if we keep moving forward with this, we may see some of these ideas come to fruition. And they're going to be ideas that we all benefit from. It's not going to be like, for me, but for you. No, that's not true. That's not honest for us. But I have some big ideas. So let's work together on this. Until next time or next live video, if that does happen, or maybe even until tomorrow. Again, subscribe to Shell_Toucher on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook too, Shell Toucher. And there's also the Camino de Santiago Kind Pilgrim Collective Facebook group. Camino de Santiago Kind Pilgrim Facebook group. No jerks allowed. If you're not a jerk, I highly encourage you to participate there. And we don't judge there. It's actually there's none. There's zero negativity. The only negativity might be me bitching and moaning about the lack of screens in Spain. And if you can hang with that, you're going to have a great time. So until next time, folks. Oh, everything hurts. Everything hurts. Buen Camino. How do I stop this thing? I have no idea. I actually have no idea how to stop this. That was kind of... let me just tap the screen. I could start a poll. Should I start a poll? No. Should I start a poll? What could the poll be? I'm sorry, folks. I know I said goodbye, but I mean, poll. Who doesn't like a good poll? I'm going to change that. I can't edit any of this out. Okay, let's see. I think I'm done. And maybe I should have done a test run before I do this. Do I just close the window? Someone help me. Oh, I just got into the live chat here. Nope. And back to me. I guess I just close it. Yes, that's how you do it. Anyways, folks, buen camino. And thank you for keeping me company on this entire journey. You rock.